Let's talk money. Money is money's my favorite. And, listen, I grew up. If you've listened to this podcast for any reasonable amount of time, you've heard that I grew up in a lower middle class, blue collar home. Got to work hard for your money. You got to do shit that you hate, and the wealthy are trying to steal from you, and the rich are greedy and evil, and they're just steal from the lower class and the middle class, and you know how rich people are crooks, and just so much garbage, and so many so many untrue beliefs flying around the home. And then you tie that into religion, where you're not allowed to love money, you're not allowed to cherish money, you're not allowed to honor money, and I don't believe that's actually biblical. I believe that is what people have extracted out of the Bible and said you don't love money, and I think that just creates a lot of freaking pain, a lot of pain and suffering in the world. Like, do, have you really truly understood? Again, if you've listened to this podcast for any period of time, any length of time, you've heard me talk about the stories in your mind, the beliefs that you're holding, that you see the world through those stories and those beliefs. And if you have really strugglicious and painful beliefs and stories running through your mind and emotions in your body, it's life is going to be really, really difficult for you. Life is going to be a lot harder than it needs to be if the stories in your mind and the beliefs that you're holding are painful and full of suffering and full of negativity and full of darkness and full of like, I can't, or it's not available to me, or you know thinking good things about yourself isn't okay. I mean, shame is like the gay. I don't know. There's so many fucking painful stories flying around society. It's baffling, and I grew up in most of them. And one thing that, over the course of 51 years, and especially over the last 7 years, there have been a lot of changes in my life, like tremendous. And I see the world completely differently than I did, in 2016. And that's because of the internal work, the meditative work, the journaling, the self-reflective work, the self-understanding work, the know thyself at the gate of Delphi, really getting in and understanding what's happening inside of my mind and my body, the self-awareness, this then the self-reflection that creates a higher level of belief, and a higher level of story, and a higher level of self-acceptance and self-love and self-appreciation and self-respect. And if you think this is all woo-woo and garbage, just turn this shit off and never listen to this podcast again. But if you I want you to understand that every challenge or obstacle, every struggle, let's say challenges and obstacles are part of life. Every struggle that you've had in your life, it has been because of what's happening in between your temples and in your body, in your emotions. Every struggle, every real struggle that you've ever experienced has been self-inflicted, and what's happening inside your mind and your body. It's not your financial situation that's causing you distress. It's the stories and what's happening in your body as it relates to that. It's not your marriage that's causing you stress. It's the stories in your mind and the feelings in your body as it relates to your marriage. It's not your job situation that's causing you pain and suffering. It's the stories that you hold, and it's the emotions that are in your body as it relates to your career and your job situation. Every struggle, challenges and obstacles are part of life, but every struggle that you've had in your life has been mental and emotional in nature. And I've learned that when I change my stories, when I change my beliefs, I literally change the way I see life, and I change the way I experience life, and life changes itself around that new belief and that new story. And one of the stories that I was carrying around for so long, like for so many years, is that being rich is not okay. Being wealthy is not okay. Like, trying to feel rich, saying I'm rich, saying I'm wealthy, expressing an admiration and a respect and an appreciation for money. Those things weren't healthy. Those were all stories I was carrying around in my mind and my body. And none of them are true. I, there's a couple people that I know that are where I was a few years ago, that they have money. They are financially well off. In fact, they're millionaires. But you know what? They just stop just short of saying they're rich. And they see that word and they experience that word with rejection. They reject that word. They resist that word. They don't have a healthy relationship with the word rich, and they are rich. They are wealthy. They are financially well off. They have massive financial well-being. More money comes in and they're not doing a whole lot because they've built businesses that are basically on autopilot, and they've got operators in place in their business, and money just bounces into their bank account, but yet they don't want to acknowledge or accept or embrace the fact that they are rich. There's still an element of shame and contempt for the word rich, or for being wealthy and accepting wealth and feeling and appreciating the wealth that they've created. They haven't fully surrendered to the fact that it's okay to be rich. And listen, when you don't have a healthy relationship with the word rich or with the word wealthy, it's going to be your money relationship, your financial relationship, your ability to make peace with money flowing into your life and out of your life, to give and receive, is going to be challenged. See, if you really want to understand, like, you've heard of the law of attraction, and that's good. It's accepted by society, and it's popular, and it's in pop culture. The law of attraction's everywhere, The Secret, and yeah, got it. But there's also an even, in my mind, an even greater law called the law of reflection, that the world that you experience reflects who you are. And when there's pain inside of you, you're going to experience pain outside of you. Whatever pain you're experiencing inside of you, you're going to experience that same pain outside of you. When you clean up that pain, the pain that you experience in the world is going to clean itself up. When I believed that marriage was hard, my marriage was hard. When I began to believe that marriage could be easy and was easy, my marriage became easy. When I believed that I was a piece of shit, there was a bunch of people in my life that showed up to prove to me and show me that I was a piece of shit. When I started believing in myself and seeing the goodness in myself and starting to develop a healthy sense of self-esteem and self-respect and self-confidence and self-love, I started seeing people and experiencing and attracting people into my life that helped me believe that at even a greater level. The beliefs that you hold, the thoughts that you're thinking, the emotions that you're feeling are attracting your circumstances. And when you clean those things up, the world outside of you cleans up too. Now, going back to the premise of this episode, when you look at most of society, we call them the 99% or something like that. When you look at most of society, or probably even, maybe, I don't know, 95%, when you look at most of society, they're struggling financially. And there's a small percentage of people in this world that aren't struggling financially. And I'll put myself in that category. I'm not the wealthiest person in the world. I'm not the richest person in the world, but I've never had a money problem, and I never will. I know that for a fact. I can buy what I want. I can go where I want. I can do what I want. I can have what I want. I can fund my life. I don't work hard, and money keeps coming in. And I've got a community of people that love me and adore me and love our mission, Inner Wealth Global's mission. And they love our teachings, and they love our community, community and they love what we've built, and they admire like the goodness, the good that we do in the world, and they see how much positive impact we have in the world, and they pay us handsomely to be part of it, to be part of our community, to be part of the little society that we've created of entrepreneurs and professionals that are creating the life of their dreams. So money flows very easily into my life, into our lives. And I'm not ashamed of that. I think I want that for everyone, and that is available to everyone, for money to flow into your life that easily, that readily, like that fluidly. It's available to everyone, except most people have a really fucked up relationship with money, and they won't allow it to flow into their life easily and readily and naturally based on their talents and their gifts and their abilities. Most people have such a fucking strugglicious relationship with money that they're trying to force it in their life, or they're forcing it away because they feel ashamed of having money. And if you look at your relationship with the word rich, and if you look at your relationship with the word wealthy, and you if it pains you to think that you want to be rich or that you want to be wealthy, or if when you think about being rich and being wealthy it feels so far away, and if you think about being rich and being wealthy like it creates a sense of lack in you, these are alarms saying that you've got a fucked up relationship with money. And it all starts with just look at your relationship with the word rich and wealthy. You know, when I really started surrendering to the fact that I love money, I don't judge. I was in a speaking engagement one time and I said, I fucking love money. And somebody says that they spoke up at my speaking engagement. They spoke up and said, you don't love money. You love what money can do for you. I said, no, I love money. And you know what I've learned in this evolution? Because I love money so much, money loves me so much. Because if you don't love money, money's not going to love you. Like money is energy. That's all money is. Money is energy. If you think about it, we're pretty much doing away with a lot of the paper. Money is just a concept. Money is just energy. It's an exchange of energy. That's it. It's like a tit for tat. I give you a product or a service, and in exchange, you give me energy in something that can catalyze experiences and something that can move us forward. It's literally money is energy. And if you have a fucked up relationship with energy, you're going to struggle. Years ago, Angie and I sat down, and my wife Angie and I sat down, and we designed the life of our dreams. And there was a lot of travel in this vision that we created. And over the past 12 months, we've gone to Europe. We've spent a lot of time in the mountains. We've spent time by the ocean. We've spent time in the desert. We're going down. This week we're going on a trip. It's like our travel never seems to stop. It seems like every couple weeks we're getting in a car, we're getting in a plane, we're going somewhere, we're doing something cool. This week I'm coming up, I'm going to a workshop. When you listen to this, I'll be in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, at a workshop, at a mastermind, teaching and inspiring and motivating. I'll be there. I'll be a teacher, and my whole intent is to move people's asses in the world in terms of their wealth, their success, their happiness, their health, their vitality, their ability to really appreciate themselves and appreciate life. I'll be at a workshop to help move their lives forward. And in turn, because I have something so valuable to share with the world, money flows easily and naturally into my life. Now, there was a time where I would show up, I would teach, I would inspire, I would influence, I would motivate, I would help people like break through shit that they've been holding on to their whole life. But I had a fucked up relationship with money, so I wouldn't allow it to flow into my life because there was still this connotation that being rich, being wealthy wasn't okay. And I can honestly say that I'm beyond all of that. And because I'm beyond it, money flows naturally and easily into my life. And and all that travel that I talk about, it requires money. To go to Europe, yeah, it costs money. To book an Airbnb in the mountains or in the desert or on the beach, it it costs money. And money opens up the opportunity to experience more of what this life has to offer. And and without money, you're just gonna like without any money, you're just gonna be looking for your next meal. And that's not an awesome way to experience life. So why wouldn't you fall in love with money? Not just what money can do for you, literally fall in love with money. Money is energy. That's all it is. Fall in love with the concept of energy in your life. Energy to do things, energy to have things, energy to be things, energy to make a difference, energy to experience experiences, energy to change lives. The more money you have in your life, the more energy you have available to you, the more of a positive impact that you can make in your life. Why would you ever not fall in love with making a positive impact in this life? The more money, the more energy you have in your life, the more you can take care of your family, the more opportunity your family has to be safe and significant and impactful and educated and entertained and you can become healthier with some money, right? With exercise and eating nutritious foods. And all of this requires some financial wherewithal. Why would you ever say, I don't love money? I love what money can do for me. Fuck that. I love money. Why won't you allow yourself to say that? And also, why wouldn't you allow yourself to say, I am rich, or I am going to be rich, or I want to be rich, or I am wealthy, or I want to be wealthy, or I'm going to be wealthy. I mean, why are these things not okay? And the only reason they wouldn't be okay is because at some point you were taught that wanting to be rich wasn't okay, that being rich wasn't okay, that having money wasn't okay, that maybe there was a painful story about rich people are greedy or rich people are evil or rich people steal from the real people. There's a story. There's a story. There's a story. There's a story somewhere that's causing you to have this really fucked up relationship with the word rich, with the word wealthy, and with money itself. And all money is energy. It's a concept. It's energy. Listen, you can go through life any way you like. You can go through life any way you choose, any way you like. I choose to have lots of financial margin in my life, lots of time margin. I like to wake up with a completely empty calendar with maybe a couple like coaching calls that where I don't really leave my house and I don't have to go anywhere and I don't have to do anything. I'm not obligated to do anything. Everything that's on my calendar, I said yes to excitedly. I love having complete time freedom where my calendar is mine and nobody calls the shots for me and I'm obligated to nobody. And I have lots of flexibility. I have financial margin in my life. I know that money's going to flow into my life. I know that money's going to flow out. And I understand that I have enough right now to do anything that I fucking want in this world. That's how I choose to experience life. Now, maybe you haven't gotten there yet, but you know what? I want that for you because I feel purposeful, powerful. I feel impactful. I feel significant. I feel important. I feel valuable and valued in this world. I feel loved and admired and appreciated and respected. And I can't say that that was always the case. And I want that for you because when you experience those things, when you feel those things, when you embrace those things, you'll see that your ability to hurt people goes away. There's this interesting dynamic when you truly see how powerful you are and how infinitely capable you are of creating anything you want. And you see it was only the stories in your mind and only the emotions in your body and only the negative conditions going on inside of your mind and body that were keeping you from doing that. When you see that, your level of compassion for other people will skyrocket because then you'll see the pain that they're in. And when your level of compassion, when you begin the process of forgiving yourself because every struggle you've ever had was in your mind and in your emotions, when you fully embrace that and you develop a healthy sense of freaking self-worth and self-esteem and self-love, then your ability to see others in a more respectful, in a more forgiving, in a more loving way goes way up. It skyrockets, and your ability to do harm in this world goes away. It almost vanishes when you see that everyone who is stuck in your mind and your body, not in the world. There's no force in this world keeping you from having what you want, from being who you want, from doing what you want. Only the stories in your mind and body. And when you finally see this in yourself and you begin to create time margin and financial margin and experiencing new experiences, when you finally get to like experience the true freedom that's available to you, your level of compassion will go up, your level of self-forgiveness will go up, then your level of forgiveness and compassion for other people will go up, and this world will be better because of you. And that all starts with just developing a healthier relationship with money, with the word rich, with the word wealthy, because money is the energy of service. Money is the energy of impact. And money is the energy of making a real, viable, significant change in this world. If you feel even the slightest tinge of guilt or shame when it comes to rich or wealthy or wanting more money or wanting to be wealthy or wanting to be financially freaking like have money coming out of your ears, if you feel even a sense of guilt or shame, reevaluate your relationship with money and the stories that are going on in your mind and body, because that's where you're going to find your struggle. Because every true struggle that you've ever had has been inside of you, not in this world. Every single one, without exception.